Having an exhibition here in Aberdeen is like a sort of coming a full circle in an interesting way. Because I left Aberdeen when I was 17, and I'm 57 now, so it's 40 years ago that I left this place. As a teenager, I used to visit the gallery, and it was a place of inspiration to me. A place of reflection and silence and peace. It was a sort of almost reverential space, very different to anything else. It was like stepping into another world. And this exhibition, my exhibition, is like stepping into another world. It's my world. It's the world of creativity and dreams and imagination, visually and musically and in all kinds of ways. So it's a great privilege to be here, and I'm really touched and honoured that what I've done, although it's a little unusual, is being embraced in an art gallery.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here I am. Here I go again. I'm singing for you now. 50 years left up. 50 years after I sang my banty hymn is leaving me. What happened? Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want.
The very conception of having an installation, if you like, started because I had amassed a whole collection of things that were very important to me in certain ways, things I didn't want to get rid of, things that I kept and kept coming back to. And I had all this stuff, and I wanted to share it with people at a certain point because I thought it's really interesting. It's like going behind the scenes in a way. You know, when you're an artist, you show people the finished product, and it's always that. But there's so much preparation and thought goes into the creation of that piece, whether it's a painting or a photograph or a performance piece or recorded music, whatever. And it all starts with ideas, which is really interesting, you know, that because that's just infinite. The possibilities are infinite.
Okay, so here's a little turn for you. Because you know I was born in Aberdeen. I went to school in Aberdeen for 12 years. 12 long years. And I lived in Hutchins Street. 140 Hutchins Street. A 2-room tenement house with an indoor toilet. And I didn't know what modernity was until we moved to Maastricht. Because, you know, we had underfloor heating and a bath and a kitchen that was separate to the living room and a living room and my own bedroom and a balcony and a phone and a front doorbell that went ding dong. Oh, that was modernity. I think I liked Hutchins Street better. Because it was kind of friendly. And you got to play with people out in the street. You say, is Jeannie coming out to play? You coming out to play, Jeannie? Aye. What you got to do? Oh.
My childhood, my early childhood was spent mainly in Hutchin Street, just in the centre of town, opposite the big mill there. And, you know, there wasn't much to go around. So I had very few things, and anything that anybody ever gave me, a Christmas present or whatever, I thought it was kind of wonderful. Or even a sweetie wrapping that had a special colour meant something to me. I didn't see how, I felt it was very hard to throw these things away, because I loved the colour and I loved the sheen, or I loved the texture, or I could see the beauty in things. I love colour. I mean, I think artists, that's what they work with. They work with colour. And I'm always seeing things around me in the visual universe, you know, as well as the music that I've been exposed to and that I've absorbed, and the music that I've created either with other people or by myself. It's really about creating a certain kind of atmosphere for other people to enjoy and other people to engage with. The music at the time, in the 60s, was so phenomenal, and every record that came out was just something so special. I mean, I learned by assimilation, so everything I heard, I learned, just like most people do. And then when I got to be a teenager, in Aberdeen, we all used to go to particular places to dance. So one place was the Beach Ballroom, and it was very exciting, you know. It was very exciting, and we danced to Tamla Motown music, which I just thought was amazing. But I didn't even really know what it was. It was just the music that we were dancing to. It wasn't, I didn't understand that it was a record label and it was based in Detroit and that Barry Gordy was the head of it. I learned subsequently what this music was and who these artists were, but I just knew the music. It's funny because you wouldn't think that music from Detroit would reach the northeast of Scotland or any part in the world. But, you know, subsequently, I've heard about people going into remote places and finding bits of Eurythmics music or my music in jungles with people listening to it, you know, and going to places like Thailand back in the 70s and discovering all these bootleg copies of our albums, you know. So music really travels and you never really know what people are getting from it, but it comes back to you.
When I was just 17, I ran away from home to be with all the pretty people, to be on my own. Bright lights and trains and beds and stains, and pavements paved with gold. And I believed in everything that everybody told me, yeah.
For me at that time, back in the late 60s and early 70s, I had become very depressed and really couldn't identify with my external surroundings very well. And was really desperate to get out, to leave school, to get out, to be free, you know. And there were wonderful programs on television that showed you other lives. And I had this built up, this picture in my head of what life maybe would be like if I went to London. And I always thought, when I get there, I'll meet other people that will understand me and I'll understand them. It'll all be great. But it wasn't like that. And so there was a massive gap between the projection and the actual reality that was very, very hard to deal with. And so I was kind of caught between hometown of Aberdeen that I felt I didn't belong to, and not belonging in London, and just not belonging anywhere. And that was very hard. And I think that's part of the development of a self, you know, like, who are you? Are you the person that your friends are, or the school that you went to, or the church that you belong to? Who are you? Are you your local culture? Are you the clothes that you wear? Are you the food that you eat? You know, that's very interesting to me. And you'll see when you look around, there is this sort of chameleon-like presentation of different characters and different aspects. I mean, I'm not the character in There Must Be an Angel, but I can create that, and it's kind of really interesting, you know. So I think self is something that is malleable and changeable, and that personality is the same thing, and they're not something just solid, like this is who I am, and it's a finite thing.
It's funny, because I never knew really who I was. It was very hard to know exactly who am I. My parents at home spoke one sort of way, our family in the country spoke Doric. I went to Aberdeen High School for girls and we spoke very properly. And I had to mix and match the dialect so people could understand me. But I didn't know who I was. And in order to find out, I had to leave. And it was a journey. It was a journey, and I've realized that I'm an artist, and this house is for me. So the circle has come round to meet itself again. Please enjoy the exhibition. Thank you all so much for coming. Tell your friends about it, and just tell them if ever it's raining, it sometimes does, there's a nice wee cafe downstairs and they can enjoy a nice cappuccino.